scheme and a lot of victims. This all happened through an alleged growth and coaching business, part of it run on social media.
And people paid good money for their services, but walked away with nothing. Police say it was all a scam.
For safety reasons, you shouldn't do that. It's like, you can't be doing that to these people, you know? I mean, and letting these people see that. They don't.
Okay, guys, grab your coffee and let's dish about what we've just heard. So, you already know the story of Shirley Strawberry, that radio queen and her criminal husband, Ernesto. Looks like there's more to this story than we had expected, and now new evidence came into play after a recent phone call between Shirley and her incarcerated husband. And guess what? A lot of facades and masks started crack, revealing the ugly truth about Ernesto's crimes. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. All good things come to an end, and it's about that time for Shirley Strawberry and her reputation. This lady is not only digging herself a hole by supporting her horrible criminal husband, she even has the nerve to discuss the horrendous details of his scamming schemes and the testimony of new victims over the phone with this guy.
They want to be on Oprah show?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Luckily for all of us, this man is isolated from the world wearing an ankle monitor and having no access to the internet. Ernesto's allegedly mixed up in some pretty shady stuff, and apart from his fraud and gun possession, some of the alleged accusations involve minors. And it seems like more of these victims are ready to come forward because this man's face was on every screen in the country. Some people recognize the guy, and now, in addition to the jail time that Ernesto is already facing, it seems like he may spend the rest of his life behind the bars, where his only entertainment would be calls with his wifey. With new witnesses and victims crawling out of the woodwork, it became obvious that some of Ernesto's alleged crimes has connections to other big-name celebs.
They would then align themselves with their victims with the promise of being able to grow their life goals, their missions, their brands, their social media followings.
Now, thanks to these phone calls, the police has suspicions that Ernesto keeps pulling the string even from the cell, and it's nonetheless his wife Shirley Strawberry who give him valuable information on what's happening while Williams is behind the bars with no access to the internet. I mean, picture the weight of such claims, especially considering Shirley's public image. As the radio host said, "I knew the calls were being recorded, but I didn't know they would go out to the world," she said. "I was just trying to make conversation with Ernesto, just get him to think about something other than where he was." Now, as the radio host says, she lives in a total nightmare, with people accusing her of helping her husband run these schemes and even getting the instructions of what she has to do. Shirley Strawberry's connection to Williams has unfortunately thrust her into the limelight due to this controversy. Their estranged relationship has further been under scrutiny after a leaked prison phone call, causing distress and awkwardness, and even pointing out to more previously unseen details.
Do what you want to do, but that right there is not cool.
Wow.
That really is cool. You can't be telling people your business.
Oh, and brace yourself for this. An anonymous source who's up close and personal with the whole mess shared some additional details that point out that Shirley may not be sharing the whole truth with the audience. It's been speculated since the start if the radio host is tangled up in her man's crimes, but she convinced everyone that she was about to get divorced from this monster. As she said about her phone call, "I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Divorce proceedings are underway." Well, who's gonna believe her now, right, guys? And considering that this lady has been head over heels in love with this man and couldn't wait for him to propose, many people believe she's not letting him go but fooling everybody else around with her lies.
So then they kept asking me. So I said, well, maybe, Lord, this is you trying to tell me something. I'll be obedient.
However, we all know that all that's in the dark will eventually come to light, and Shirley's reputation is teetering on a precipice amidst the newest allegations. Her social media posts have turned cryptic, and she's dodging direct questions and interviews like a pro. It's almost like she's decided that less is more, probably realizing that every word she says could be used against her in this crazy situation. And as many people say now, Shirley's just another victim of this man. One person commented, "I feel so bad for her. She's an elderly woman. The dating pool is empty at that age. All she wanted was love, and I see way younger and sharper women falling for a lot more nonsense." And another user added, "She will eventually be subpoenaed to testify because, well, her marriage is pretty much void or not legal." Well, let's hope that Shirley will change her mind and speed up the divorce process so she can actually testify against this shady guy. I mean, when you start digging into Ernesto's past, and it's not that rosy and peachy as you think.
Individuals who have been doing this for a significant period of time and are proficient enough that they can make people comfortable and act against their better judgment.
Way before these gut-wrenching charges involving minors came to light, it turns out Ernie had already tangled with the law in California for some sketchy stuff. And let me remind you that this guy is forbidden to approach kids and animals. Well, that's a loud story, and Hollywood is chiming in big time. Celebs and influencers are shouting their opinions from the rooftops. Some are flat out distancing themselves from the duo, while others, like Shirley's boss, Steve Harvey, jump to her defense saying, We don't live in a forgiving world anymore. We don't live in a kind world. We live in a fallen world. But I do understand we have this show. I do understand there's a lot of people who love us. The problem is, and I've said it 100 times, is that hate is louder than love. Amidst the scandal, several brands have already yanked their sponsorships, and I heard that a major film project involving Shirley is under the microscope now. Her career is hanging on by a thread, and this scandal might just be the scissors that cut that thread, despite Steve's best attempt to hush the whole thing with his influence.
Who you think I am? But who you talking to?
However, what these celebrities and mainly Shirley and Steve do not understand, the situation goes way beyond the Hollywood spotlight. And it's about justice, about fraud and deception, about lives forever ruined. Despite Ernesto being behind the bars for more than a year now, the accusations just keep piling up against him. So even if Shirley believes that she has fooled everyone and somehow distanced herself from this drama, she'll be forever doomed to pay hush-hush jail visits, away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi.
They wanted to disrupt. They wanted to cause trouble. This is a life-changing situation here. It can be shocking, and obviously it was.
And if she is not foolish enough, she will definitely keep a low profile and stop discussing sensitive topic and potentially dangerous stuff with her hubby over the phone. It may seem that Shirley's trying to avoid facing the horrible truth about Ernesto, but she's only fooling herself by sticking to this man. While she should have run away as soon as possible after his incarceration, we are now hearing more crazy stories about her secret jail visits to jail. I mean, how can she try to play for both teams here, hoping to keep her husband and, at the same time, asking fans for mercy and forgiveness? If those rumors hold true, I can't wait to see how people are going to process Shirley's apparent dual stance. Officially distant, but privately supportive. What a snake.
Boy, it was hard for me to get the word divorced out. It's tough.
Now, Ernesto's trial is not far away, and many fans already getting ready and placing bets on the outcome. The evidence and testimonies don't look good for this man, but we've seen in past when celebrity trials went completely unexpected way. And who knows, maybe people will actually believe Shirley's testimony when she praises her man. He was a complete gentleman from the beginning. He's handsome, but most important, he was honest and kind. However, let's hope that new evidence that comes into play will shed more light on Ernesto's ugly crimes, and this man will get what he deserves. As for Shirley, she's got to get ready because the aftermath of the trial is going to be a defining moment for her.
I learned to not care about what others think and focus on what makes me happy. It took me a long time to love my curve.
No matter what goes down, one thing's for sure. Shirley's and Ernesto's legacies are forever changed. In Hollywood, where the line between perception and reality often blurs, one thing remains true. This drama will bring us more food to talk about. Fans are thirsty to get more juice on this story, and they're jumping into any Hollywood drama with both feet. As one person commented, a manipulator. Not only did he propose at the station, but with Steve on the phone and on air while thousands of people were listening. I think he knew she was naive and using it as extra pressure so she felt like she couldn't say no. And another user added, once he goes to trial. And if Shirley testifies, this will be national news. Steve gonna lose sponsors big time. Shirley will be looking for a new job. Well, this drama is far from being over, and let's see how it all will play out. But what do you think about this, guys? How long will Shirley protect her husband's crimes? And may she go down as his accomplice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.